How is your job related to improving relationships?
Just virtually all my job is around improving relationships, whether it be relationships between people in business, whether it be relationships between the firm I work for and their clients, whether it be relationships between people in our business. So much of what I do tries to work on how can we have better relationships and therefore have much happier times and much better outcomes.
What are the most common problems you see in business relationships?
I think in business relationships it's very often that we kind of expect everyone to be like us, really. And we assign motives to people's behaviours that probably aren't there. It's just simply people are made differently, they've got different experiences, different outlooks on life. So to give an example, very often you'll find somebody who's very task orientated working with somebody who's very relationship orientated. If I make it very binary, the person who's task orientated will look at the person who's relationship orientated and will wonder when they'll get things done and why they're always talking to people. The person who's relationship based will look at the person who's very task based and say, why do you care about people? And why are you interested in getting things done? And at a very, very general level, you see those kinds of things happening all the time because inherently we kind of expect people to be like us. And the fact that they're not like us doesn't mean they're bad people or they're wrong. It just means we've got to adjust ourselves a little bit to reflect the people we're dealing with.
What are the key differences between a business relationship and a friendship?
That's a really good question. I think that the core relationship is our expectations. So I think the basic principles are the same. Treat people in a way that they want to be treated. Perhaps not necessarily the way you want to be treated because they're different from you. Treat people well, treat people in the way in which they want to be treated. Be flexible with people. Look for the common good. Try not to judge people. I think all those are the same in business and in friendship. I think the real issue with friendships is we've kind of got higher expectations of our friends. So in business, it's all too easy to say, oh, well, it's just a business relationship. They're only after money or they're only after something. They don't really care about me. And we're kind of a bit more accepting of that. Not always something we find easy, but we're a bit more accepting of that. If we thought our friends were only after something and they didn't really care about us, we'd be devastated. And so therefore, there's a very high sensitivity between people who are friends. And we expect things of our friends that we would never expect people in business. And therefore, because humans are humans and they don't always mind read us or every now and then they do something that we're disappointed in, the intensity of the hurt can be more and therefore the relationships are actually a bit more intense, I think, a bit more likely to break down personal relationships and business relationships.